Yo, so if you watched my last video, you got a little bit of the tidbits of Weapons, the film that is, I don't know, critics are going insane about it. I don't think it's the best horror movie of the year. One, I don't think it's really a horror movie at all. I think Sinners might still take the cake for me on that because that movie is more rewatchable than Weapons. Weapons, I can watch it once and I'm okay with not really ever watching it again. There's not a lot of hidden stuff in there. Sinners has a lot of things going for it in the themes and the story that I think lend itself to multiple rewatches. But Weapons, there's a spoiler quick review or spoiler talk. If you don't want to know anything about like what actually happens in this movie, get out of here. Go, come back later. If you don't care, here we go. Three, two, one. So, 17 kids go missing. What happened? What caused it? Is it supernatural? Was it something that the teacher did? Was it something that maybe another parent did? What actually happened? So I think Josh Brolin is one of the best characters in this one because he's the true nature of like what how I would be if my kid went missing. I'm gonna try to search it. I'm gonna try to do more than the cops are doing. I'm gonna do all I can. And he and Jennifer Garner's character, they pretty much come together and figure things out for themselves. There's also another character who's this crackhead, pretty much. Great performance, to be honest. Can't remember his name, Adam something. He finds the kids because he breaks into a home, and then he actually finds the kids. And then when it comes to Alden Ehrenreich's character, he's a cop. His character in this movie didn't really need to be there all that much. He's there to pretty much be a protagonist towards the end. I'm sorry, an antagonist towards the end. That's kind of how that goes. But what caused these kids to run away? Well, the 18th kid, the one kid that didn't get taken or didn't run away at 2:17 in the morning, his aunt, who comes to stay with him and his family because she's ill, she's sick. You come to find out she's a witch. And she uses this spell or conjures up this spell to pretty much take the life force from people to help her stay alive. I think it also, like in a sense, can help her to become younger because throughout the movie, after we're first introduced to her, she's very lively, got a lot of energy. But when you first see her, she's like really bad. She's really ill, can barely walk, laying down, can barely open her eyes. But then as the movie progresses, and you only see her in like weird bits until you start to see her for the rest of the movie from pretty much like the third act on. Um, is when you notice, okay, like she's getting more energy, she's a little bit more lively. She uses makeup like a 6 year old because she just puts lipstick all over the around her lips, and just looks really creepy, like a female Ronald McDonald. But it's your auntie that's at the family reunion. But she's a witch, and she has her nephew go to school and grab one item from all the kids. She uses that to conjure up this spell to have them all run out of their homes at 2:17 a.m. And 2:17 a.m. there's nothing specific about it. It's just when she did the spell. She rings this little bell when she conjures everything up. Rings the bell. They all just start coming, and then she's keeping them in the basement. They never actually show her or even show what it's like for her to take people's life force to help her live. They don't even show that either. You just kind of put it together. Like I said in the previous video, this movie doesn't go out of its way, which I wish it kind of did a little bit, but it doesn't go out of its way to let you know what is the actual plan or what they're actually doing. You just know that witches have a way about them in certain ways where they want to live forever and they're going to do whatever they need to do. So it's kind of like using your past knowledge of a witch, whether you saw that in another movie, TV show, if you read about one, Hansel and Gretel, like just different stories where there's witches involved. It's kind of putting all those things together and what you know about witches to make this story. And it doesn't really go into too much detail about how she's doing it. It's just things are happening and it establishes certain items to make it all make sense. So you're not like, what, huh? It does it in a very easy flow flowy way where like I didn't really have a lot of questions. I knew immediately, oh, she's a witch. That's crazy. She can control people. She can make them do what she wants. Like it's a little bit insane. Some of the things she does. I wish the Benedict Wong scene, or at least the clips that they showed of his eyes and his bloody face. I wish they saved that for the movie because like the whole time in the movie you're just waiting for that scene. It comes later on in the movie, but it's still a very good scene. That whole sequence is great. I also wish that they had saved the scene of in the trailer. There's a scene where the kids are like busting out of windows and busting through a door of a house. In that scene, the witch's spell is turned against her, and all 17 kids go after her and tear her to pieces. And they're busting through that house, other houses in the neighborhood. They're just going like ravaging through these homes to get to her, and she's running. And it's very comedic the way that it's played. It's very comedic. Almost feels like a Scooby Doo situation, like when they're running through the doors in the house, back and forth, trying to get away from each other. It plays like that, but tonally it worked in this weird way. It actually worked where it didn't feel out of place to me, probably because of some of the other comedy that beats that happened in the movie, especially with like one scene where one of the people that are taking over, they're fighting Josh Brolin. They keep coming at him. Every time he punches them and knocks them out, he keeps coming back. He keeps coming back. He keeps coming back, and it's played for laughs, and you know it is. It doesn't take itself seriously at all. But there's moments that I think some people may find just tonally off from what the movie's trying to do overall. I liked those moments. I enjoyed it. It helped to kind of cut a knife in some of the tension. But some people may want some of that to stick around when it comes to just the eerie and creepy feeling, because it does cut through a lot of that and it gives it more of a playful tone. With the aunt being a witch and you getting that information, once that's kind of known, the movie does fall off like a little bit for me. There really was only one boring moment, and it's really the Josh Brolin dream sequence. That was the only part where I felt like I was going to start dozing off. Outside of that, everything else holds up pretty well, but once you know the twist, everything else kind of falls flat to a degree. Again, even once the kids tear her to pieces when they grab her, the spell is gone, but she's drained the life force of these kids and of the parents and of some of these other people so much that it's told in a quick little narration that some of the kids still can't speak. They're almost like vegetables. They have to be fed. They have to be taken care of in a way that kids at this age shouldn't need to be taken care of. So they're pretty much vegetables. Some, after a few years, they're able to talk. They kind of talk about this. It's a little girl that's doing the narration in the beginning of the movie and towards the end. She goes through that, and you find out that the boy, his parents, who the aunt, they were holding, keeping the aunt in their home and trying to take care of her. She did this spell on them. They had to go to a home and be taken care of. The kid, Alex, who's the main child that's in this movie, great performance by him, by the way. Like, as far as a child performance, amazing. I always feel like, we've seen the best child performances already. We're not going to see any more. And there's kids that continue to surprise me in how well they do in various different roles. But this kid, he has to go live with another aunt who, it sounds like she's better. She's she's an actual person who loves him, so he's in a better situation. But some of the other kids, they're back with their parents, but they can't speak, they can't do anything, and it's a really messed up scenario. But I felt like this was someone showing the stages of grief that they're in. In this movie, every character kind of represents us, in different ways. So I enjoyed seeing that, and I enjoyed seeing how Zach Cregger was kind of using all these characters to show his overall grief from losing who he lost. But also, the witch kind of plays a part in like having these moments where she's doing things that no one else can stop. So there's things happening outside of your control, and you have to just live with it. And in this case, this boy Alex, he can't control what the aunt does. He can't fix what the aunt's doing to his parents. He just has to live with it, and it sucks. It really sucks. So I thought the movie did a good job with some of those themes, and that I really, really did enjoy. So again, just some of my thoughts on this. If you've seen the movie, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Just a couple of quick things. There's some other themes in there. There's a little bit too much that goes on. Again, Alden Ehrenreich's character, he didn't really need to be in the movie. His whole scenario could have just kind of been dropped, and the movie would have been fine. It would have felt perfectly fine. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think of the movie Weapons, and if you saw any other themes that maybe I didn't bring up.